Okay, so the coolest thing happened, which is just a lot of these videos that I post because I have cool things that happen. Gridding light, when you grid light and you do energy work like that, it's not always the most fun thing to do because guides take us to places we just don't want to go. And they take us on long detours to all kinds of different locations that you'll find yourself wanting to go one place and being told to go somewhere else. The big one for me right now is I wanted to go straight to the southwest. That's where I feel at home. I love the ocean and everything, but guides had me come down to Florida to do a lot of gridding along the ocean. It really needs it really, really badly. And I keep finding myself thinking, oh, I'll go here, and then diverting, and I'm really go with the flow type of thing. So if change comes and I'm like, oh, nope, this isn't going to work out, I just go with the flow, and they find me a better spot, or a better spot for me to do my work, I should say, not necessarily a better energetic spot. But so then I grid light on the beaches. That's what I've done in Florida. I've hopped from the Keys all the way up, and I'm at the northern end right now at the Welcome Center. And I've hopped beaches, and I walk those beaches, and I walk 3 miles one way, 3 miles back. I might walk a mile one way on a beach, a mile back, a mile the other way, a mile back. Spend hours each day, 2 beaches a day, and several hours on each of those beaches gridding light. But there's always like a reward, like a gift, when something comes. Earlier today, it was shark teeth. I had always wanted to find my own shark teeth, and they took me to a beach that I wasn't expecting to go to. I put in the map a different beach just to get me to the ocean, and that one was packed solid with people. And or that was yesterday, sorry. The one today, I put in a beach location today that I found last night that they gave me signs to go to, and one of them was, you can find shark teeth at this beach, and that's the one we went to this morning. So I went, gridded some light, and I found shark teeth. Very little shark teeth, like 6 or 7 and very, very tiny, but I found them. So that was a bucket list item that I did. And then I went to the next beach. This was a beach I was not expecting to go to. I tried to go, it's Jacksonville, and the whole coast of Jacksonville was packed. So I went up into the residential areas, which is just kind of a tip for anybody looking for beach access. If you get to the beach, get to the ocean area where the tourists are and stuff, and then start to drive away from them. Start to go into the residential areas, because there's always beach access there, and nobody's ever using it. Nobody's parked there, and that's what I did. And I went and I gridded light. The beach was pretty, at the access point, there were some people. Most of it was empty until I got to the people about 2 miles down, 2 to 3 miles down. They were dense. They were very dense. I had to turn around. I got to a point where I just couldn't do it. I couldn't keep walking through them. I had to turn around, and I went back to the empty area. It was surprising how dense. It's been very surprising how dense the people are along the coastline. And it's not the first time. Most of the beaches have been like that. If there's a group of, crowd of people, it's just very low energy. So I gridded today, and then rain was coming in, and I was on that beach watching the ocean. Beautiful, beautiful ocean. There's all kinds of different beaches I've seen, and this one didn't have shells or anything really. So I was kind of like, oh, I didn't find anything this time. That's interesting. Not sure why that happened. And I go back to my car because the rain's going to come in, and I want to put my stuff in the car, my phone, my protector that I have. I need a new one. It's not waterproof anymore. So I want to put my phone, my book, my shirt. I wasn't wearing my shirt, so I wanted to put that in the car, all that stuff, just so in case it downpoured, it didn't get wet. And I wanted to go back out. So I came back, grabbed some pepitas, refilled my bottle of water, took that with me, and went and sat on the beach. And my guides told me, don't take my phone. I've been carrying my phone more than I normally would in nature, primarily because I've been using it for, social media to gather posts and stuff. And I go out there, and the storm comes in, and it splits where I'm sitting. So it comes in from the left and from the north and the south, and it splits, and there's like a empty thing in the middle where there's no rain, and I'm in the center of that. Like the light I gridded kept it from hitting the beach, sort of thing. And I'm sitting there, and this pregnant woman comes out with one of her friends or partner, whoever it was, and they're taking photos of her by the beach under these dark clouds. And it's not even raining. It's not raining, it's not windy, because we're in the center of this just clear space. And I'm like, well, that's not the first time that's happened, that I've gridded light or done something, and then the storm that's supposed to push through and rain on us, like there's a slice that gets put over top of me that's clear. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and I look behind me at the clouds, and there's a giant cloud that looks like a crab. And the crab people, if you've been following the videos, have been looking out for me and stuff. And so I'm like, okay. So then I go and I'm like, well, what about the gifts and that sort of thing? And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I didn't get anything. That was weird. And so I look behind me at the clouds again, and then I see a whale in the clouds. And I just think, well, that would be cool if I looked out there and saw a whale. It's probably too close to shore, but it'd be cool to see like a whale jump. And then I go, or a group of dolphins, or a shark fin spinning. You're like, oh, I'll take anything, it'll work. And I literally, as I'm thinking this, I look up, and a pod of dolphins right in front of me, not off to the side, not farther south or north, but right in front of me, a pod of dolphins goes and starts moving through. There wasn't just one dolphin, there was a pod of them. There were like 5 or 6 at first, with 1 or 2 miscellaneous out there. And then all of a sudden, there were a bunch more. There were several more pods of them that moved through. There were probably 30 of them. If I had to guess, just moving through the area. It was awesome. It was really, really awesome. And that's the thing about gridding light, is we might not like the places we go, or want to be in those places, or want to, we want to be somewhere else, and we get drawn to, hey, go into that store, go into that parking lot, go into that state, go to that beach, whatever it is. You do your thing, however you grid light. Some people use techniques, some people meditate. Like I was gridding while I was doing breath work earlier today at the one beach. For the most part, I walk. For the most part, if you are a high vibrational energy being, all you have to do is walk. You don't even have to do anything for a lot of people if you're activated to it. You can just walk and spread energy and light. That's all it takes. And the ocean, the ocean, nature, whatever it is, will grant you something in return, usually an experience or a natural gift of some point. In this case, it was dolphins, tons and tons of dolphins. And I stood there and I was just looking at them what? But where did this come from? Because they just appeared as I thought it. Boom, they were out there. And then they just kept coming, and even got really, I had even thought, well, will you come closer to shore? And the next pod that came through came super close to shore, that had I been in the ocean, they probably would have swam past me, because it's so shallow there that it's only up to my waist or my chest, just because of how shallow it is. So that was awesome. So that's just kind of like a, motivation for gridding light. If you're somebody who grids light, that's your motivation. Beautiful, magical experiences will occur when you do that work.